So I'm boondocking off grid in my camper and I go to turn the water on and look what happens. First, I put my water pump on. I hear the water pump come on. Absolutely no water comes out. My fresh water tank is completely full. So this is a big problem. I'm camping and can't get any water. Can't even flush my toilet. So, since I'm in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, I'm going to try to troubleshoot this myself. Okay, before we dive into fixing this, let's quickly check a few basics. First, sounds obvious, but make sure there's actually water in your freshwater tank. I know it's a no-brainer, but sometimes the tank sensors can be wonky, and this has happened to me before. Next, air can be trapped in the system, so it may be something simple like your pump needs to be primed. This can happen if you ran your tank dry and just filled up. Also, if you have a Nautilus system, double check that it's set to dry camping mode. Another thing to check is your winterization valve. It may be in the wrong position. If that all looks good, we'll move on to some more in-depth troubleshooting. We'll check for clogs in the intake strainer or line. Make sure all the valves are open and working properly. We're going to look for any leaks and finally see if it's the pump itself that's acting up. Stick with me. We'll get this thing sorted out. So the first thing I'm going to do is access my water pump. Mine is under the bench seat because I have a truck camper. In your RV, it could be different. The location of the RV water pump varies by manufacturer, but it's usually within a few feet of the RV's fresh water tank. So this is my SureFlow water pump. It's a pretty standard water pump for RVs. Before you get started, grab a bucket or something to catch water when it drains and a few towels. It's also a good idea to shut off the electricity. I don't see anything leaking. Water leaks can be devastating to an RV. So I recommend using these sensor water detectors. You just place them by your plumbing area. If there's a leak, it alarms. I linked a couple down below. First thing I'm going to do, check the connections, see if anything is loose. Just making sure everything's pretty tight and that this little filter, there's no cracks in it and it's on there pretty tight. So now my next thing is to take the cover of the pump off and check to see if there's anything stuck in there, like debris. There's a little valve in there that has gotten stuck before. As you can see, mine is mounted to this bracket. So I'm going to have to take the bracket off so I can turn this the other way so I can get to the screws. I didn't disconnect any wires while I was doing this. If a wire gets disconnected, just remember to take a picture of where it goes back. I am disconnecting these two hoses, the inlet hose from the freshwater tank and the outlet hose that goes to the RV. I had water in the inlet hose from the fresh tank, but no water was in the outlet hose, meaning the water was being pumped out of the tank, but something was stopping it from being pumped out into the RV. I'm unscrewing the 8 screws holding the pump together. Inside the pump, diaphragms create the pressure needed to pump the water. Everything looks good. Nothing looks punctured or damaged. Here's the problem. The pressure regulator valve was stuck. As pressure builds up, this valve allows water to exit the pump and go to the camper's faucets, shower, and toilet. It couldn't do that because the valve was stuck. This valve getting stuck is a common problem, and it's happened to me twice before. It was pretty stuck, but I kept pushing on it and I was able to dislodge it and it started working freely again. If this doesn't work, you might have to take off the top cover and there might be debris or something stuck in there or the spring just isn't working and troubleshoot that. I didn't have to do that this time. 2 reasons for this can be sediment buildup and not using the pump regularly, like if you are connected to city water most of the time. One way to prevent this is to use a water filter when filling your freshwater tank and regularly turn on your pump to keep things running smoothly. Pumps are made to be used and stay wet. So when you're connected to city water and you're not using the pump, things can dry out and stick. Never turn your RV pump on when connected to city water. Doing so can overpressure the system, which can cause damage. It can also cause damage to valves and other components by the excess pressure. City water can also be forced back into your freshwater tank, causing your tank to overfill. Only use the pump when city water is disconnected or turned off. Now that it's all back together, hopefully I put it all back together correctly. We're going to try and see if we get water. Turning on my water pump. Can you hear it go on? Let's see if it's working correctly. Yay! We got water! When you first turn on the water, there may be some air in the line, but just let it go through. And if everything was put together correctly, you should have running water. That was an easy fix, and I'm feeling good that I was able to do it myself. Hope this helps someone in a similar situation. Thanks for watching. I can wash dishes! I can wash dishes, I can brush my teeth, I can wash my face because I fixed my water pump myself. I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, happy, happy.